Hello, this is Prince of Somnia, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. Thank you for being... Oh. Okay, never mind. Sorry for not being, interesting enough for you to be attentive, Wattson. Anyway, in this episode, we're back in Mauville City, where Wattson seems to be, I don't know how to describe what he's doing. Turning around in place like he's looking for something, or perhaps someone. Let's see what he wants. Oh, he wants our help. Damn it, I was tricked! Okay. And you want me to do it because... Alright then, I guess we'll do it. Anyway, yeah, so basically once you get Surf in the Game Boy games, you'll be able to access a new area called New Mauville. You can't do this yet in, the remakes. You have to wait until a lot later in the game, but oh well. Heh. Team Magma rules! Anyway, yeah, let's just surf over here. This is where we're trying to go. New Mauville. An optional little dungeon here. Yeah, side quest in a Pokemon game, who would have thunk? The main gimmick of New Mauville is, in this game at least, these switches! And their wild Pokemon guarding them, because I forgot to put up a repel, because I forget things and stuff and whatnot. Still haven't fought those trainers, by the way. I'm putting it off because I want to record more episodes of this Let's Play, because I want to pretend that I'm actually outputting more episodes than I am. That didn't come out right. Anyway, let's just use the Super Repel, because I hate random encounters. Anyway, you step on the appropriate colored switch, and the appropriate colored door will go away. Step on a switch of the other color, and the blue doors will go back closed. So basically it's an alternating door switch puzzle. Well, not basically. It is an alternating door switch puzzle. Escape rope to make life easier for leaving. Let's see. Uh-oh. It's a trick! Just like in Fire Red and Leaf Green, some of these Pokeballs are actually Voltorbs! Now, I talked about these back then, too. Voltorbs are really fast Electric-type Pokemon. They're among the fastest Pokemon in the game. They're not quite the fastest, but they're definitely among the fastest, at least when they evolve. Other than that, though, they actually can hit pretty decently hard, and they can, of course, explode. So, if you're a fan of running out there and going boom as fast as you can, hey, by all means, use them. I mean, I guess I could say I am. I main Diva in Overwatch, so... just messing around. Anyway, yeah, so some of these are Voltorbs in disguise! Voltorbs in disguise. I don't know anything about the Transformers, by the way. I watched, like, one of the Transformers movies because a friend of mine wanted to, and that's all I really know. I didn't really care for it. Never was into the Transformers as a kid. I was more of a Pokemon fan. A lot of cartoons I used to watch as a kid. And then we got rid of cable and I stopped watching them. Oh well. You know, those things happen. Oh, by the way, if you want an Electrode, but you don't really want to train a Voltorb up, you'll get an opportunity to catch wild Electrodes later in the game. I wouldn't recommend doing this, because usually it's just a better idea to train your own Pokemon yourself, but hey, if you're lazy, then by all means. I should sell those Stardusts. I really should. Oh, I have a Lava Cookie. I guess that's as good as a Parlez Heal. I will stop calling them Parlez Heals when they start spelling Paralyze correctly. Do they even spell it correctly in Sun and Moon? I'd have to look. Part of me wants to say no, they don't. There's a Thunderstone. If you have a Pikachu, you could use it on it to evolve it into a Raichu. Although you won't have a Pikachu this early in the game. Although if you're playing the remakes, you won't be here this early in the game. Alright, shut down the generator. Not really a big, expansive side quest, but, you know, it's there. There's nothing more for us in here. The only other Pokemon you can find are like Magnemites and Magnetons, so if you want those, by all means, go for it. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I do believe New Mauville is where you have to go in the remakes to evolve Nosepass and Probopass. I might be wrong about that, but I'd imagine if it's anywhere in this game, it would be there, so... If you're... Oh, and Magneton into Magnezone. I don't know if I said that or not. In any case, that's where you want to go. I think. I'd have to... I'll put it up as not an annotation, a caption or something. Anyway, for doing this, we get TM24 Thunderbolt! Thunderbolt is pretty much the staple electric-type move in the game. It's 95 power, 100 accuracy, just like Ice Beam, but it's electric-type. And I'm going to teach it to Strike because... No, not Belch. Strike. Because apparently in this game it doesn't learn Thunderbolt on its own. But unlike the last time I tried to use an electric type that didn't learn Thunderbolt on its own, there's a TM for it that I can get access to really easily without grinding for it in the casino, so... Or, not the casino, the game corner. I've been playing too much Dragon Quest. Never again! I got the Ringham Whip once, viewers, and I'm never doing it again! You won't get that unless you play the game. Anyway, let's just move on. I might consider teaching Dig to Bahamut. I might. Anyway, now, is that everything I wanted to do on this side of the map? Aside from the trainers on 108, 109, 107, 106, blah blah blah. Yeah, I think so. No, that's not what I want to do. Does that flashing light mean I have a match call rematch to do? Oh, it does! Roma Lady Oh, that's convenient. Oh, and Lady Sydney, who I walked past last episode, and guitarist Dalton wants to rematch. Damn, there's a lot of rematches around. I'll do that later, actually. But yeah, when there's a flashing Pokeball icon next to a trainer, it means they want a rematch. So this guy right over here, he wants to fight me, 1v1 IRL. But let's not do that right now. I will take care of the power leveling off-screen, viewers. Yeah. I think we've seen enough action on-screen with me speeding up. Now that we can surf, we can actually move on with the plot. Well, yeah, it's pretty good. And we get the good rod! Basically, it's a better fishing rod. It can catch different Pokemon now. And a lot of... Well, actually, let's fight Gabby and Ty while I talk about this. Oh, crap. Hold on a second, viewers. I want to go and heal and, get some items. I need super potions real bad, and hopefully the Mauville City Pokemart actually sells them because I need like 20 or 40. So as I was saying, yeah, the good rod, it lets you catch a few new Pokemon. I'll talk about them while I talk about Gabby and Ty, but before I do, I just want to say, if you thought New Mauville was short in this game, holy crap, it's even shorter in the remakes. Ooh, iron. Might as well give that to my Aaron, I mean, it is made of iron after all. Although I might give it to Belch. Yeah, no, let's give it to Aaron. I'd like to just maximize that defense. I'm all about that defense, By the way, no, never mind. Let's just fight. Did I shift around my team before I challenged her? I wanted to have my... Oh, never mind. I guess it's too late for that now. Could have been worse. Could have been much worse. Switch. Anyway, as for the new Pokemon you can catch with your good rod, in previous areas you can get your hands on a Wailmer. Like I said before, I'm not too big a fan of Wailmer when it comes to bulky water types. I don't think it can do nearly as much damage as either Swampert or a Marill with huge power. But, I mean, it's there if you want one. I will say, even if you don't plan on using one, I would highly recommend catching one anyway. You can catch its evolution later in the game, I believe. So if you don't actually want to evolve it yourself, you can just wait until you can get your hands on the evolved form and do it that way. But in any case, I would recommend getting your hands on a Wailord if you're going for completion in this game. As for on this route in particular, you can also fish up Caravanas. We've seen a lot of these before, thanks to Team Aqua. They're water dark types that specialize in really fast, hard-hitting physical moves, which in this game is really shit, because both of their types are not physical, they're special, which is unfortunate, but oh well. I will say it's a lot better in the remix, and I do mean a lot better. It gains access to much more powerful special type or physical moves like Ice Fang, Night Slash, which is a high critical hit ratio, Waterfall, which is a physical move in that game. There's a lot of different things that thing can do to tear apart your opponents, as well as Mega Evolution, but you won't be able to Mega Evolve it until a lot later in either game, so oh well. Even if you don't plan on using a Sharpedo on your team, I would recommend capturing it anyway. And that's mostly because, and I can't remember where you're supposed to learn this, but in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, if you use a Sharpedo with Surf, you'll actually move a lot faster while on the water. It comes at the cost of being able to use your fishing rod while surfing, but it doesn't matter, you move faster, and that's all that matters in life. Let's see. How was my feeling about that fight? Well, Trapinch was lacking in offense, so... Alright, see you later. I'll try and show off what Ty says when you talk to him instead of Gabby. One of these days. Yeah, we picked up a super potion, and I forgot to sell my Stardusts. And we've got another Fisher battle here. Alright, that was easy. Oh hey, it's Steven! Yeah, I remember you. Oh, okay. Well, that was strange and philosophical. Anyway, this is gonna take a while for me to talk about, but whatever. Right. We don't have cut because my HM slave is in the PC. Let's just walk this way and fight this guy while I talk about what happens in that scene in the remakes, because there is a whole lot more to it in those games. Only in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire you will get into a special cutscene sort of a deal, where you will be encountered by a Latios or a Latias, depending on the version of your game. You'll be taken to Southern Island, where you will have a boss fight together with Steven against a Magma or Aqua admin. I think it's Matt in Alpha Sapphire and Courtney in Omega Ruby. I may be wrong about that. And at the end of it all, you will get access to the Mega Bracelet, I think they call it, which will let you Mega Evolve Pokemon, so now you can actually use all of the Mega Evolutions I've been talking about since we found... Well, I showed off where you could get the Alakazite. So yeah, if you've had an Alakazam now, and that Alakazite, you can Mega Evolve in a Mega Alakazam. You just tap on the screen there where it says Mega Evolve, and then you Destructimate your opponents because Mega Alakazam is a little bit broken. And after doing all of that, you will also get a Latios or a Latias, depending on the version of your game. Let me I have written down which one you get, but I don't remember where I put... Oh, there it is. Okay, let's... Yes, I think it's Latios and Omega Ruby and Latios and Alpha Sapphire. I might be wrong about that. I hope I'm not, but yeah, so they also come with a Latiosite or a Latiosite, the appropriate Megastone for them. Latios and Latios are basically legendary Pokemon, and yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about them now. So, they're really good Dragon Psychic Pokemon, the both of them. I think Latios specializes more on offense than Latios does, but they're legendaries, so it really doesn't matter. I already think Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are easy enough as it is without what amounts to a legendary Pokemon being added to your team, but if you're totally cool with doing that, hey, by all means, they are really good Dragon types, so there you go. They're even more so when they Mega Evolve, so it's basically just like a plus 100 to their base stat total, so... The choice is, of course, yours. In the original games, you won't be able to access Latios or Latias until a lot later in the game, and oh boy! Oh boy, is it irritating to get your hands on them in the originals. They just hand them to you on a silver platter in the remakes, but back in my day, you had to chase after them all across the goddamn region. And we didn't really like that at all, actually. I at least hated roaming legendaries as a kid, and I still hate them. That's part of the reason why I don't have a Articuno, Zapdos, or Moltres in any recent generation Pokemon game, is because in generations 4 and 6, they're roaming Pokemon, and I hate roaming Pokemon with a passion. In fact, I'm not gonna catch them in this version in this Let's Play, by the way. Oh, yeah. This grass, this really tall grass, is too tall for bicycles, so don't even bother. Oh, and I've been talking about a lot of different things, so I haven't been able to say this yet, but this music, man, oh my god, I love this music so much. We're getting into one of my favorite areas of the game, and like 90% of it is because the music here is amazing. I'll just let you listen to it for a little bit. Oh, I love it so much. It's like so adventurous, and then the rainy atmosphere just makes it feel like you're on a big journey, and ugh. That combined with the fact that the next couple of routes are actually pretty long makes it really feel like you're just like you're going on an adventure into the wilderness sort of a deal. I don't know how to describe it, but I know that I love it. It's the atmosphere, viewers. Anytime a game makes me feel like I'm going on a grand adventure is a good time. It's what I love about Xenoblade Chronicles. More than I liked about Xenoblade X. But that's a whole nother discussion for a different day. If I ever Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles. I would love to, I just don't have means to record off of anything like that. Oh well. This is the Mimic Circle. I'm not sure how it works. Supposedly, the trainers in the Mimic Circle are supposed to move when you do, but I have no idea how that algorithm actually works because it never feels like they do. In any case, they're all, like, bug-type trainers. And, well, they're good for experience, so let's beat them up and take their money. Well, that sounded accurate, but it sounds a lot worse when you say it out loud, doesn't it? We're getting really close to level 30 for Cassiopeia. Oh, by the way, it's always raining on this route, which means that all water-type moves are 150% more powerful, or is it twice as powerful? It's one of those. Fire-type moves get their damage cut in half, Solar Beam has its damage cut in half, and I believe the effectiveness of Morning Sun and Moonlight are cut in half as well. That plus the fact that the move Thunder will have 100% accuracy as long as it's raining, which it always is. That thing can learn Signal Beam? Ow! Never underestimate a Volbeat. Or they'll Volbeat you into the ground. I kinda wish Volbeat had a sort of a musical vibe going for it. I mean, it sounds like it should, since it's Volbeat, but, oh well. I also wish its stats weren't as bad as they are, but, we can't win them all. We've got a lot of evolutions pretty close together coming up soon, which is nice. Except for Belch, he's not going to evolve for a while. Volbeat and Illumise. Reminds me a little bit of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon 2. What I've played of it, anyway. Can't say I made it all that far. I was thinking about making a Let's Play of that game just because I could. I don't know. I've never been too terribly good at Mystery Dungeon games. I've beaten Gates to Infinity, but that's about it. Ooh, Screech! Let's get rid of Disable. I'll be honest, Disable really doesn't do a whole lot of good. Yeah, we need to revive Cass. Fortunately, I have a lot of revives on hand, so that's really nice. I spent all my money on super potions, by the way, so... Oh, you can't run in the super tall grass either, by the way. I need to stop saying by the way so much, by the way. Okay, what the hell, game? Why would you send out a Wurmple at level 24? Why would you do that to yourself? You could have evolved it so long ago and you decided to keep it as a Wurmple? Do you just like Wurmple? Do you think it's cute? Why are you fighting with it if you think it's cute? Clearly you're not aiming to be strong. I'm gonna shut up now. Okay, took care of that guy. He used all of the Beautifly line on me. It took a little while to take down, which was a little sad on my part, but what can I say? You know? What do, you know? Alright. We're almost out of PP for Cassiopeia, but we're at level 29, so let's do this! There we go, another trainer to fight. And while I fight this person, I gotta talk about another new Pokemon that we can catch on Route 119 that I forgot about until midway through that last fight. Yeah! Let's see, we've got Tropius on this route. It's a grass flying type, which means it's quad weak to ice, but with one exception, that's not really a huge issue in this game. Tropius is an alright flying type. It's nowhere near the speed of Ninjask or Flygon, god. Nowhere near the speed of Swellow. That's the word I'm looking for. It's got nowhere near the speed of Swellow nor Ninjask, but it's also not. It doesn't have the bulk of something like Altaria either. So it's kind of, you know, a midway-ish Pokemon. I've never used a Tropius, but I've been interested in doing. No, that's a lie. I think I've used it once in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but it's really hard to gauge the Pokemon's usefulness in that game when that game is so easy. Really, the biggest thing to watch out for is that it's quad weak to ice, and that's about it. I'm not saying you'll find a whole lot of ice types in this game, but actually, there's only like 2 families of ice types in this game, or at least new ice types in this game. but it's still something to watch out for in any case. And with that, we get up to level 30. You know what that means, viewers? You know what that means? It's time. Gardevoir, baby! Gardevoir! Let's take a look. Finally! A fully evolved member of the team. Wow, look at that special attack stat. It's at 78. Let's compare it to another special attacker. 66. And that's with an adamant nature, viewers. Yeah. Much needed buff in terms of Cassiopeia's damage output there. So now we'll be able to hit a lot harder than we have before. Of course, we're basically at a PP for her right now, but that's besides the point. So at this point, I think just prioritize on getting some last-minute evolutions. Tyranno is the next closest at level 32, followed by, I believe, Bahamut, followed by, ironically, Kip, before Belch. And then Belch will evolve, and then Bahamut and Tyranno will have evolutions at about the same level. But yeah, it's nice to finally have a fully evolved member of the team, for once. I really hope that means we'll start kicking ass more than we'll start getting our heads handed to us, but knowing me, I'm probably going to game over many more times during the course of this Let's Play. Now, I realize there's the Let's Player's curse, where it's like, you know, you're playing and doing live commentary, and you start really sucking at the game because your attention is being split both ways. And while I get that that has still, like, contributed a little bit to how much I've been failing at video games ever since I started up this channel, the number of... Ow. God damn it! The number of game overs I've had in both of these two Let's Plays within recent memory is way too high for my liking. I mean, I died to Norman, I've died to Brendan in this game before, earlier in the Let's Play. In Earthbound, I died to Frank, and then I died to a pair of black Antoids. That sort of a thing. It's really unfortunate, but oh well. And just now, I was killed instantly by a Surskit. Literally a full-to-death move. Oh, I thought this house would be a healing house and not just a house full of birds, but apparently not. Oh. Oh. Don't tell me... never mind. Yeah, there's an HM called Fly that we'll be able to use, but we can't do anything with that right now because we don't have it yet. Super potion up. Try not to get instantly killed next time, huh? Is our super repel still up? Yeah, it is. Oh, we've got a bush. This is another type of secret base spot, by the way. If you use secret... There I go saying by the way again. If you use secret power there, you'll be able to access a secret base. Not that I really care for most of the bush secret bases myself, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. I think there's one bush secret base that I like, though. Or at least one that I remember. Who could use more special defense? The only really especially bulky member of my team, like explicitly so, is Cass. Okay. When it comes to a playthrough, there's no specific effort value training that I like to do, so I really just spread out my vitamins as best as I can. That's what they do, by the way. They add to your effort values. Oh, it's gonna be another one of those battles. A whole lot of Magikarps are coming out, and a whole lot of nothing is about to happen. I'll be right back. Ooh! Iron Tail! Heck yeah! It's a much more powerful move than Iron Claw, or Metal Claw. Double the power, really. It has a lot less accuracy, however, but I am willing to risk it. Like a biscuit. Let's get rid of Metal Claw. I was thinking about getting rid of Headbutt because there's honestly no reason for me to keep it around. But there's also no reason really to keep Metal Claw around either. Oh, and this guy's last Pokemon is a Feebas, which is another new Pokemon you can catch here. Now, if you're playing the original Pokemon games, I believe, the only place you can catch a Feebas is on like 4 tiles in the entire route, and those tiles have like a 5% chance of giving you a Feebas or something utterly ridiculous in that. Suffice it to say, I've never caught a Feebas in a GBA game in my entire life. It just didn't happen. But if you're playing the remakes, there's an area on this route where if you fish there during the day, you will always catch a Feebas, no matter what. So, use that to your advantage. I'll show that off later. As for what Feebas does, honestly, it's kind of like a bulkier, less offensive version of the Magikarp line. I mean, it starts off as a weak fish that can't really do anything. Oh, and there's Tropius, by the way. But when you evolve it, it gains the ability to, not the ability, it becomes a Milotic, which is a pure water type, and it's fairly bulky. It's really not that bad at all. I would recommend using it if you actually manage to find a Feebas in the first place. It's pretty damn good, and it can learn Ice Beam, which is a definite plus. So, there you go. I believe I have a Mach Bike, so I cannot do anything about this right now. Excuse me. There's not much over there on the other side for us either, just like a secret base area and probably some items or something. So, don't worry about it. Oh, and by the way, if you want to evolve the Feebas you caught just now, in Emerald, you really can't do that right at this particular moment because it requires something we don't have access to yet. And I'm not going to talk about it until we get access to it in Emerald, so just hold off on how you evolve it in the remakes. Although actually in the remakes, there's a secondary evolution method where you can trade it while holding a Marvel scale or something like that. And the reason why 2 different evolution methods exist for that Pokemon is because there was a point in the Pokemon series where Milotic's original evolution line was phased out of the gameplay itself, so they had to give it an extra evolution method. In any case, there's a lot more to this route. We're about halfway through it just now, and it's already taken us this much time. We'll be exploring the rest of this area in the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. Between then and now, I'll go back to the sea routes around Dewford Town, take on all the trainers down there. There are quite a few of them, and I will meet you back here with a lot more levels, hopefully. See you guys then.